Got it. Jeez.
Quit being so short, Steph.
Yeah, you dwarf.
It's been a problem for me.
Your whole life.
Yeah, it really has. If I would have been taller, so many things would have happened.
I feel the same way. If I just had a couple more inches, my life would be a lot different.
A couple more. That would be twice as big.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is it. Penultimately, right? This is the next to the last episode of Barry. This most recent episode, the one that we're going to talk about, was really out of this friggin' world. I was very verklempt at the end. I don't even know what verklempt means, but it was very riveting. I even watched it in the daytime. I didn't wait till night because I wanted to watch it right away. So, Dustin, take it away.
Did you yell, "What's in the box"?
Yeah, no. Why do I keep looking at these boxes?
Why do I keep looking? I know what's in them.
Yes.
This week being the penultimate episode, we got really just a lot of setups. I mean, this is the whole setup for the last episode. Starting off with Barry's torture. You know, we were very right. Jim has definitely got a dungeon in his garage.
Yeah. It kind of shows what he did to that guy from Vanity Fair or whatever, too.
Yeah.
No. How glad were you guys though that he really had not amputated his arms and legs?
Yeah.
I
was
could
like,
see him
please
doing
don't
it for
let
real,
this
too.
right. And I was like, please don't let this be, because this is not going to be funny if he's just armless and legless.
Yeah, they'd throw him in his pool and they'd have to call Barry Bob. Sorry. That's not a joke.
But but during the interrogation, Barry lets it out about the $250,000 that he gave Gene as restitution, and that set Jim off in a completely different direction, because I think he probably would have done a lot more. He was getting ready to do a lot more. He grabbed that hammer and was getting ready to work Barry over, and then he found out that he could put it towards where it needed to go, which was taking care of Cousineau.
So and he just left him. Wasn't that weird how he just left him?
Do you think he left him there figuring he probably would escape because he left the scalpel out?
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was drugged enough to where he could leave him.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely was.
He cut himself so bad that he lost so much blood that he passed out.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was that or if it was just because I assumed that was probably something like propofol. Was it like the stuff that puts you under anyway? And he was keeping him in a twilight sleep, and then whatever those were, like hypnotic glasses, or put him in some kind of dream state or something.
Yeah, I thought it was like maybe a form of sodium pentothal or something.
Yeah.
I thought that's why he fell back asleep. I didn't make the connection with the cut. Like, I didn't think he'd lost that much blood.
I just read that they said that it was from the cut.
But then it jumps to NoHo Hank and the what was it? What did he call it?
The four ultimate badasses.
Yeah. FUBs. The boobs. And those guys are pretty funny too. Now, were they anybody that you guys recognized? I didn't recognize any of them, but I figured they'd be like cameo people or something.
Tough guys.
Yeah. And I liked how they didn't show the event.
What was the one guy's name? The one where Hank said could get it?
Yeah.
Oh, the one Latin guy?
Yeah.
Dude, even though he's beheaded, he still looked great.
Yeah, it still looks good.
Yeah.
But that scene then led to the funniest scene in the entire episode of Fuchs explaining to his new girl and her daughter.
You say some things.
You could take him out for a meal.
I still think there'd be time. I still think we could work it out.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the subtitles on for the guy that was speaking Spanish, but he's the only one that almost sounded like he was making sense.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was very much a like a Fargo or a Coen Brothers type scene.
His crew doesn't look like they could take the four ultimate badasses. They don't seem like they are that organized, but I guess they are.
And then Hank tries to rectify the situation by taking care of it himself with the cheesiest looking rocket launcher setup.
Acme rocket launcher.
Yeah. It looked like they'd taken a Kmart telescope and turned it into a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And only one because of the budget. They only brought one rocket.
You said budgets.
I was talking about office supplies.
Then I have to, and Dustin, I have to disagree. I think the funniest part in the whole episode was when Hank fell down that hill and you could hear him on the cell phone the entire time that he was falling down the hill.
That was crazy. And it also looked like that was about double the amount of men once the rocket went off. It's like, it seems like there's a core, like a A group that's always around Fuchs, and then there's like everybody else. But there's like 30 of them, it looked like.
Right.
Which was crazy. And then we have Gene being Gene.
Yes.
You think that he's pulling all this off with the hashtag that he started and it's starting to catch momentum online. You know, people don't want this movie to be made, and then they dangle exactly in front of him what he wants, which is
Daniel Day-Lewis.
What? Yeah. Right. Daniel Day-Lewis is going to come out of retirement from making shoes somewhere in Germany.
And how about he can't get a movie made in 8 years? Maybe a phone movie, they said.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny too. Yeah. How they called them not theater movie, but phone movie, which I guess is what they call streaming, is a phone movie.
That was a nice settled egg. I loved it.
Yeah. And then the Mark Wahlberg, that was who would have known that would have been the last nail in the coffin for Gene, was throwing in Mark Wahlberg's name.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that guy looked familiar. Yeah, he won't come in the woods. He's afraid of the woods.
Yeah,
I thought that's Nate Cordray. I've seen him. Cordray's brother.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen him.
Studio 60 on Sunset Strip.
Oh, okay.
Among other things.
But yeah, that was good. But yeah, got him in there, and so what I couldn't figure was, so Jim would rather get Cousineau for what he thinks he did, as opposed to take care of Barry, who killed his daughter, who he knows is the person that killed his daughter, or is it that he knows he already has Barry and it's just
I think he knows he already
another feather.
Barry.
But now he doesn't have Barry, so what's he going to do?
Get killed.
Yeah.
Well, and I think he blames Gene more than he blames Barry, even though Barry's the one who killed her.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he's probably angrier at Gene, and then Gene lied to him, didn't tell him about the money. And so his daughter's dead, and there was $250,000 in hush money, and he didn't get a dime of it, plus his daughter's dead. He probably didn't care about the money.
I like they're all these storylines, like with Sally, Sally showing up. What was the deal with the cop? Was there even a cop there?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was the guy that she killed. That was the
when he took the glasses off.
Yeah,
okay, it was
the blood running out of his eye. That was that guy that she killed.
So she was hallucinating.
Yeah, well, there was a cop there, and she went to turn herself in, and then she saw that guy's face that she killed, and then she decided against turning herself in.
All right.
I just thought it was odd that a cop, she would say, "I would like to turn myself in," and then he asked one more question, and then she backs off, and then he backs off. What cop wouldn't continue to ask questions? Yeah, not just leave in the next 10 seconds.
Well, who knows if she actually talked to him? That may have been in her head.
That was real.
True. Yeah. Same with Barry. I know some people online were saying that the last scene where NoHo calls and says that he has them, the game that was being played on television was the exact same football game or basketball game or whatever that was at the last episode of season 3. It was the same thing playing on the television.
What would that mean? That all of season 4 is a dream?
I don't know. That was just what they threw out. I couldn't piece it together. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
I've thought that since the beginning that this might all be a dream right now.
No, I think they established that it's real because everybody knows about certain things like Crystal Ball being dead and stuff.
Yeah.
When NoHo had them at the end, that couldn't happen unless it was real.
Yeah.
Although it would make sense with Fuchs, because I still can't take him
The Raven.
as the Raven, which is also they tied in, the DA and everything with the story that they concocted that Kusuno was he hired her or hired Barry to kill her. It all starting to fit and drop in like a Quentin Tarantino plot, all these little pieces.
And all Gene had to do was just stay away.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do.
That is kibbutz. That is kibbutz in Israel. Any theories? I have a theory. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that Barry and Fuchs are going to wipe out NoHo Hank and the other people.
I could see that for sure. Like they end up making up one more time.
Yeah. Well, Barry.
I don't think they're going to live, though.
You don't think Barry and Sally are going to live?
I don't think Barry or the Raven or NoHo are going to live.
No.
Yeah.
I think they're all going to die.
What about Sally and the kid?
I think Sally and the kid they'll make it. And Kusuno will make it, obviously. He's going to end up in jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be horrible?
See Kusuno turn out like Fuchs. That'd be interesting.
That would happen, but yeah.
He would just turn into the Fonz with tattoos. But my only prediction, I think that John is going to kill somebody. I think John will end up saving Barry's life.
The kid?
Yeah.
That's a good call. I wonder if they'll do another time jump and show John in the future, and John is just like Barry, a serial killer,
a
hitman because of his childhood.
Yeah, because it's fucked.
I don't know what you mean by a serial killer hitman because of his childhood.
What?
I don't know what the hell.
Theory's cheating.
Theory just picked up on me.
I'll make sure you leave that in there. That's funny. All right, so one more episode of Barry left, and next week we'll all get together and talk about it and share our thoughts. And
what show are we going to do after Barry? I think you should leave.
Well, that will take 2 minutes.
Yeah, we could break down every sketch for every episode.
I think that would be more fun than
show.
a regular show. Why don't we take a break and come back for Righteous Gemstone, since that's a weekly show?
Okay.
Because they dump everything down, so we can just talk about it. That drops before our next episode anyhow. So when is that? It's Tuesday the 30th. Is that what that is?
Yes. Don't think you should leave. Yeah.
So I think we should do Righteous Gemstones. We all watch it, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right then. Then it's settled. Talk to you next week. Patreon producers and donators and friends and family.